Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Sierra Sunday. Thanks so much for tuning in to my weekly video. I put out new videos every Sunday about things from working at a theme park like Disney, Halloween Horror Nights, to working as an actress, to living in Los Angeles, to navigating life, relationships, whatever, you name it. Anyway, I make a new video every Sunday, so if you are new to my channel, please go ahead and click subscribe down below and check me out on social media. That would be awesome. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks so much for tuning into my weekly videos. So I have been getting a lot of questions about Halloween Horror Nights, and I said that I would answer a bunch of them and kind of make a little Q&A video for you guys. This year I worked at Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood, and I played Nancy Wheeler in the Stranger Things maze, which I'm sure you guys saw, and I got a lot of questions about things from what is the audition process like, how much do you get paid, all sorts of questions like that. So I thought I would just answer a few of those so you guys can know what kind of things you'd be getting into if you wanted to look into being a scare actor yourself. First of all, there are two places in the United States where you can be a scare actor, either in Orlando, Florida, or in Universal City, California. It says it's in Hollywood. It's not really in Hollywood. It's in Universal City, which is actually north of Hollywood, which is where I live. I live right around Universal City, Studio City area in California. But it technically is close to Hollywood, and Hollywood is like, you know, the entertainment capital of the US, so I kind of get it. First of all, the audition process for Halloween Horror Nights, I had somebody ask me if when you audition to be like a face character versus like a masked or scary character, if it is the same audition. And yes, it is in fact the same audition. If you are auditioning to do, like, say I wanted to be Nancy, I still go to the same audition as everybody else who's, you know, playing a scary character, or doing like one of the pop-out roles. You never know what you're gonna get, and you don't really audition for a specific role. The way that I said I auditioned for Nancy, like I wanted to do it, was when you do audition, you fill out a form. Like with any audition, there's paperwork, and there is a little place on the audition form where you can write down if you want to, like what you would want to do if there is anything. For example, if you really like doing Terror Tram, or you really like being in mazes, or you really don't want to be in a maze, or you really have, you know this one maze is coming out and it's like your favorite horror movie ever, you can write that down. And there's no guarantee that they would even give that to you, but it's just like a way to kind of like put out the feelers, like, oh, like this is something I'd be interested in. So that's how I wrote out Nancy Wheeler, that I was interested in doing that or being a face character in the Stranger Things maze. So that was the first thing, is that the audition is all one big thing. Now, there are a few speaking roles at Halloween Horror Nights, actually. I know this year The Purge had a speaking role. Last year Insidious, we had a Tucker and Specs from Insidious, which are two characters from the movie, and that was a speaking role. And if you get a speaking role, it is actually paid better. It's like a couple extra dollars an hour, which is awesome. I've never had a speaking role per se, like when I was doing oh my god, there's like a hair in my mouth. I've never had a speaking role because when I was doing Nancy, it was all like lip syncing to a soundtrack, because of like licensing and whatever, so I didn't speak at all. But there are definitely speaking roles every year, and it varies, but then they might bring you in for a separate thing after that, or they'll just contact you if that's something that they want you to do. But it's still, everybody still goes to the same general audition, and anyone can audition. I think you have to be 18 and older. They do recommend that you only audition if you don't have a fear of the dark, you don't have a fear of loud noises, strobe lights, scary things, just essentially like general scary environment, because it is not exactly like hanging out in a children's nursery. Like, it's pretty spooky in any environment you're gonna be in regardless. And even though I was like a non-scary character, I still was like in a room with a lot of loud screams and noises, and I was hearing a Demogorgon pop out every 5 seconds. So it definitely is not for the faint of heart, but again, you get used to it. The second thing that I was asked was about getting paid and breaks. Now, every scare actor is on for a certain amount of time and is off for a certain amount of time. Now, I personally think it would be totally crazy to expect somebody to be on all the time. Maybe some haunts do that, where you are on scaring the whole time that you're working with no breaks, I think that's a little inhumane because, I mean, you have to go to the bathroom, you have to eat food, you have to drink water, you have to take time to, you know, breathe and recuperate. So at Halloween Horror Nights, everybody gets breaks. Last year at Insidious, I would be performing for an hour and I would be off for 30 minutes, performing for an hour, off for 30 minutes. That is what a lot of people have, especially if you're in the pop scare roles. That was really hard on me for sure because, again, our bathroom was really far away, so we had to walk really far to the bathroom, and then also just like getting out of your costume and sitting and breathing, that 30 minutes goes by like that. But it is all paid time, which is really nice. That was another question I got was, is the time that you are on and the time that you're off paid? Yes. You do have a 30-minute unpaid lunch because that's just the rule in the state of California, and then if you work over 12 hours, you have 2 unpaid 30-minute lunches. So it ends up being that you are not paid for an hour of your time if you work over 12 hours, and that's just because those are the rules in California about wages and all that. But this year in my role, I was actually on for 45 minutes and then I was off for 45 minutes. So I got a little bit of a bigger break this year, which was really nice. I had a little more time to relax and get stuff done, and also this year, like, our bathroom location was so much closer to where our break room was, and that was a big relief. That was really nice. Alright, so some of the other questions I got, I was just going through my DMs on Instagram, and if you have another question based on this video, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram or just comment it down below on this video. But one of my other questions was, first of all, how come I didn't vlog at all during Horror Nights? The main thing was I had no time. I was not only working at Horror Nights, but I was also working at my restaurant job and at Disney the whole time. So I was working 7 days a week. I did not have one day off, except for like one day that I had off from my restaurant job, and then I went and did something fun with Sophie. But I pretty much worked every single day for 2 months, 7 days a week at one of my various jobs, and there was just no time to vlog. So I apologize for that, but that's why I'm making these videos now after the fact, so you guys can learn about what I did, and if you're interested in auditioning, what kind of stuff you would be getting into. Another question based on that was, how did I manage it all? Honestly, it just took a lot of communicating with my different jobs, working around scheduling, trading shifts with people at all my various jobs and begging people to help me out, and then doing my very best to just sleep as much as possible. It was a lot, definitely too much. Would I do that schedule again to myself? No. I wouldn't allow myself to work 7 days a week at 3 different jobs while trying to maintain a career and a social life, and it just, yeah, no, I don't think I would ever do that to myself again. That was a lot. And another question I got was, do I think I will return to Horror Nights next year? Now, this was a question I got a lot last year, like, people, do you think you're going to do it again? And last year was like, no, I'm not going to do it again. Like, definitely too much for me, like, too much work, too much time. Like, I got sick a bunch just from the stress. And this year, and then I was like, I'm not going to do it. And then, lo and behold, I auditioned and got the part I wanted, and I did it again. And I ended up, you know, making amazing friends, having a great time, making some good money, and meeting my boyfriend out of it. So I am so glad that I did it. Yes, I definitely had a great experience this year, but I'm not sure I would do it again. Maybe just because I want to be in a different place next year. I want to be focusing more on my film and TV stuff and my, like, I don't know, going to like film auditions and stuff like that. And again, I don't know like where my life is going to be next year. I could be living in Zimbabwe. No one really knows. But I think right now I'd say my answer is no. But then again, I said that last year and look where we are. So who knows? I guess we'll find out next year. So subscribe and stay tuned so you can find out. So yeah, those are a lot of the main questions that I got. Again, if there's something I didn't answer, if you want to know more about auditioning, or if you want to know more about what the role is like, or just essentially living in LA in general, like, again, I'm happy to answer those questions. Just comment them down below. I have a lot of other videos on Halloween Horror Nights, like my one from last week and some from last year as well, so feel free to check those out. I will link them below, and they're hyperlinked right there. Check them out, and you can watch all about what that scary, spooky experience is like. I'm about to go to my boyfriend's improv show right now. I'm about to go see him and cheer him on. I'm going to be there with Sophie. I'm heading down to Portland tomorrow for the Thanksgiving week. I'm going to be gone all week, see my family, see my kitty, see my Portland house, and I'm very excited about that. My parents are still moving to Las Vegas. It's just been very delayed, but it's still happening. Alright, that's all. Thanks so much for watching Sierra Sunday. I will see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning into this video. Be sure to like this video, thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.